Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tradesman Experience. This is the podcast built by tradesmen for tradesmen. My name is Josh, and in the studio, across the table, of course, is Mr. Nate Newton. Nate, how are you, sir?
A fucking beautiful day, bud.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty excited for tonight's conversation.
Is it weird if I say it's good to see you smiling? It's good to see you smiling.
I think it's the whiskey. I think so. Yeah.
You got your Breckenridge. I'm rocking lead slingers tonight.
There we go. I didn't know that was the cure for the zombies in AR-15.
I didn't either, but luckily our listeners never let us down.
I know, right? They jumped in there. They're like, "Hey," it's like because I saw that movie too, dude, and it was just that was hilarious. And I was probably drunk on whiskey while I was watching it, so I wasn't very attentive.
No, but it would have to be funny.
Yeah,
I watched that movie sober, and I haven't seen it in several years. So I thought about introducing myself to it under whiskey.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's hilarious because I remember watching the third season of Yellowstone, and I downed about a 3/4 bottle of peanut butter whiskey that day.
No
and
shit.
that season was hilarious. It was hilarious to me.
That's funny when people get blown up and shot and lose their ranches. And,
just laughing to myself on the couch one day. But we got a guy next to you.
We do.
On the microphone. We talked about him a little bit a couple weeks ago, and then he sent me a message. He said, "Dude, I'm down whenever."
Yeah. So today we have Mr. Garrett Hires, who is now Battleborn Welding shop superintendent / foreman / I know you're a
team
shop
leader.
guy. Yeah, team leader. Yeah. So Garrett, welcome to the show, buddy.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Quick sidebar: did you apply at Battleborn because you heard we were hiring through the podcast? Is that right?
It was Instagram post initially.
Okay.
But I had listened to some of the podcasts before that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking A. That dude, like, I don't know. Like that, the level of impact that has is like, for us, that's very uplifting, that you listen to it pretty regularly, but like you're already listening to it. So it's like,
yeah, no, it's just one of those things. It's like, hey, these guys are on the same page that I want to be on, and
yeah,
let's go.
Fucking
and I feel like too, like with there's so many other outlets or areas of hiring online and stuff that you're just kind of shooting in the dark and you get random resumes. But if, like an Instagram thing, I know it's, new social media and all that crap, but it's like if somebody's following you, they already like what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. No, that's very true. Yeah. Yeah. No, because one of our, well, we'll call it competition, quote unquote, Rhino. Rhino built that's out here. He's a buddy of ours. We went and had breakfast with him on Saturday. He's like, "Dude, where are you guys getting people at?" I'm like, "Social media." Like that's honestly where we've gotten the best hires from is from social media. And like you're the testament to that. It's like,
yeah, it was the same. I mean, same job I had before that. That's where I reached out because it was like, hey, I like what these guys are doing. I can support that.
Right.
I can back that. It's not just some cheese dick shit,
Right. Yes. It's not some cheese dick shit.
New company slogan right there.
I'm going to put that on every Instagram hiring ad from now on. Not some cheese dick shit.
If you hashtag it, I think it works.
But no, I feel like that goes back to like your guys' last podcast with the you're in it to play or you're in it to win. It's like, hey, if you don't back and you're not behind or have a buy-in to what you're doing, then you're playing.
Right.
Like you're not trying to win.
Yeah.
Like you're just going through the motions.
Huh.
Well, you can find Garrett on Instagram. I love when we have those mic drop moments. It's like, well,
shit.
How the fuck did we go from here?
Well, hey, cheers, fellas.
Yeah, man. Yep. Cheers.
Prost.
So, Garrett, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up in the trades? You grew up around the trades? How'd you get?
You grew up in SoCal.
Yeah, I grew up in northern San Diego.
You said I grew up in perfect weather.
Yeah.
Ish.
But I didn't necessarily like it the entire time. But yeah, it was northern San Diego, Oceanside, Vista area, to be specific, North County. My dad was a mechanic when I was first born, and then he got into being a tool dealer. So he was a Snap-on franchise owner for the majority of my childhood. And so I mean, when I wasn't in school, I was riding along with him and going to all these shops and checking out, normal
did he at least
dealership.
give you a discount? Because I know he probably didn't anybody else, but okay.
Not anymore, unfortunately. He retired at like a split second, and it was like, what the hell, dude? Like,
I just got in, dude.
I still got things on the list.
I remember growing up in the mechanic shop working for our stepdad, and man, the Snap-on truck was a big deal. Mm-hmm. I never bought anything because I was making $5 an hour sweeping floors. I didn't need it. They didn't have an awesome broom. They didn't have a Snap-on broom for me that I could buy. But I just remember, I don't know, it's kind of like a cultural thing, with mechanics, and whether it's, Snap-on or Matco or whatever the fucking tools are today. I remember that the Snap-on truck coming around, and I'd always just go on there and kind of look at stuff. But it's part of the identity of that industry.
Oh, absolutely.
And having that gear, having the big Snap-on box, or again, whatever brand box you get. And it was a cool thing. So that's the exposure that you gain just riding shotgun. Yeah. Out of school, going to that, like, that's cool.
Yeah. And as I got older, I would go into all these stops with him. I would help him with his lists. I mean, there was even points once I had my driver's license, like, I don't know if it was really legal per weight of the vehicle, but
so class A, or do you have a J endorsement?
Like he would go on vacation and be like, hey, I'm taking the week off. Like, you want to run the truck? Yeah, cool. I got the truck.
That's fucking awesome.
And then, he fucking badass.
He wouldn't expect you to go make any sales. It's just go collect payments, do the route. And then I'd make a bunch of sales and he'd be like, what the hell, dude?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So it's just growing up in shops and going to, really finding what you liked, like, obviously it's like, I don't want to work in a dealership where you're just turning wrenches for the same dealer car. And like, once we go to the fab shops or the hot rod shops, you're like, oh dude, this is cool. I like this. How do I get into this?
Yeah. You can get into it. There's just no money in it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I went through at a young age.
Did you, what was the first trade you kind of picked up outside? I mean, you were exposed to sales, you were exposed to the industry. What was the first trade you picked up?
At 17, I started working in a fabrication shop, off-road shop in SoCal. Okay. In Oceanside. We specialized in, down there it's all Ocotillo wells and Glamis, so it's
trophy
big,
and sandrail.
Yeah, big horsepower sandrails, big horsepower trucks, down to even, just little I-beam Rangers and stuff, and hey, we need a cage in this, or
Baja buggies, shit like that.
Yep. Yeah, so that was really like where I learned how to weld. We had a small shop at my high school, but not much welding stuff, and it was more automotive. I'd worked in an automotive shop before the fab shop, but it was just for like a family friend.
Mm-hmm. What about your firefighting career? What did that look like?
That didn't start until I moved up to Tahoe when I was 21 years old. It was kind of just, all that kind of stuff fell flat on his feet. Did some odd jobs, painted houses, and worked at a skateboard truck manufacturer in Oceanside. And
wait, what? What'd you say?
Skateboard trucks.
So so it holds the wheels on?
Yep. So it was a manufacturing company.
Okay.
Ended up being the warehouse manager there. And
obviously, I don't have any experience with skateboards, so I didn't understand the terminology.
That's probably a good idea.
We can't even put him on a goddamn bicycle. So.
No, I can't even ride a bike. Skateboard, that's like the electric chair for me.
Full face on a skateboard guy.
Yeah. He would lock his knees instantly and just stand upright.
Is that an astronaut on a skateboard? Nope, just a safety bodysuit.
Yeah. Once I moved to Tahoe, it was it was just figuring life out.
So what brought you to Tahoe?
Snowboarding.
Oh, okay.
I was
hobby or competitive?
It was a hobby. At that point, there was such a big transition in competition and skill level, where it went from you could win a contest doing a backside 360 to now it's like, oh, people are doing 1080s.
Is this like,
all right, well, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Is this like intro to the X Games era?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So stuff started getting pretty competitive and crazy, and So it was like, hey, what am I going to do up here? And in Tahoe at the time, it was either you work construction or you're a firefighter.
Or you were just one of the rich people that live there, like that.
Right. Trust fund. Trust fund.
So back then, what was, I mean, you're talking Tahoe when you were 2021, you said. What was
21. So 2000.
What was Tahoe like then?
2008. It was 2008. So it was right during the recession.
Oh, yeah.
It was starting to crash. And
there's no fucking construction going on.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was right after the Angora fire. So there was a little construction in that area, but still everything was crashing. So it was like, okay, so I signed up for the fire academy, which was a lottery system through the community college. And I mean, shit, I walked in there and there was like 100 people in that room and they have 30 slots.
Shit.
I was like, well, we'll see how this goes.
I got to be smarter than at least 60% of these people.
Yeah.
Well, and it's lottery system at that point. So they literally, they literally just pick a name out of a hat. And
shit.
You're either in or you're out. And
to get into the training or into the schooling.
Just to get into the class.
Okay. Well, welcome to government systems.
Yeah.
You know,
which lucked out, got into that, did that year of school, moved back home for about 3 months down to SoCal, living at my dad's, and then was able to get a job back in Tahoe the following summer.
Nice.
And then that was a decade career that I honestly thought I would never leave. And then
what drove you out?
Government politics. And honestly, people higher ups that are more in charge of your career path than you are.
Well, because you guys have there's a lot of overlap as far as jurisdictional shit's concerned when it comes to firefighting, right? And so there's usually like a pissing match. So trying to do the right thing, it's dependent upon what agency is the one in control at that moment, right?
In charge of that fire for sure. Yeah, it was, I busted my ass, gave everything I had to that job. It's like, hey, we got overtime. You want to work tomorrow? Yeah, cool. I'll be here. Hey, we got overtime. You want to work tomorrow? Yeah. Well, shit, I just did like a month straight. I don't think that's legal either, but
I don't know. Tell that to the pipeline industry too, though.
Yeah.
So.
But and they have changed a lot of things since I've left in the last few years. But yeah, in reality, it was just I was over. I had been essentially screwed over, and I mean, no job is guaranteed to you.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, but I felt that the people they were hiring in positions that I deserved and was working my way towards were a lot less qualified, a lot less experienced, and that's the route they wanted to go because I was willing to stand up. I think that was a big thing. I was willing to stand up and be like, hey, why are we doing that? Like, we've never done it that way. Like, why are we cutting corners?
Mm-hmm. They weren't yes man.
Yeah.
That's politics.
Yeah.
So it was, hey, time to go. And it worked out with.
So you went from putting the fires out to starting the fires.
Yeah, essentially. Well, I mean, there's no fires as long as Matt's not around.
He's going to get a kick out of that.
That guy puts his hood down and everything around him is just invisible.
Yeah.
He is a focused individual.
You're like, hey, do you not smell that?
Yeah. No.
It's under your feet.
Yeah. It's literally you. You are the one on fire.
No, I watched him. We were on a construction site and he was in charge of cutting rebar with just one of those steel gas-powered metal cutting saws. And I watched him burn a hole in his pant leg from the sparks because he had lined up 12 pieces of rebar, I don't know, whatever, 5/8 rebar or whatever, lined them all up, marked them, and just hammered down. And it's blowing onto his ankle of his pants, between his ankle and his shin. And before he got through that stack, he had burnt a hole in his pants.
Now his boots are full of grinding dust.
Focused individual.
Yeah. Man's got no quitting him. That's for
Not
sure.
fuck no. No, if you're gonna work with him, you better be ready.
Better saddle up.
Yeah.
Well, you know all about that, wouldn't
you? So you left the fire department. Went where?
I went to a place custom furniture place called Mezworks.
Okay.
In South Lake Tahoe. Again,
they built some really cool shit too.
Yeah, really high end stuff. Catered mostly to the Bay Area, North Lake Tahoe. We actually did ship a lot of stuff, which was cool. I mean, I think it was about 50-50 deliveries and shipping, but I mean, we shipped stuff as far as New York, Texas.
Damn.
So you had a very
Virginia.
specific demographic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very, very high end. I mean, we're talking $5,000-$6,000 dining tables.
Is that with the chairs?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
No.
Yeah. This is not a $6,000 table. Just so don't be offended.
It's still pretty nice.
Thank you.
I hunted this Wayfair.
Yeah, I hunted this table down like I hunted those chairs down. It was like I was bird dogging the internet the whole time and found I'm a sucker for a good deal.
But you did the woodworking and steelwork with that, right? So I mean, that's a really good crossover. I mean, for people to understand that mesh where wood meets metal, it's like it's a really hard skill to acquire, because metal, you can be gruff with it, you can do whatever you want, just kind of slam it around, you can always make it work. But the woodworking, you have to be very delicate with it. Especially, do you guys do a lot of live edge or?
Yep. Yeah, we did live edge slabs. And the biggest thing is wood moves.
Right.
So you get moisture in it, and it's gonna do all sorts of weird things. But
right.
Yeah, no, that was an awesome experience too, and it worked out. Like before I had even thought about quitting fighting fire, was I had saved up enough money after having a detail out in Jackson, Wyoming on Teton Hell Attack, awesome crew.
Sorry, I'm going to back up a little bit. You were Helitech firefighter?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I did that for
cool.
7 of my 10 years. Yeah, flying around in helicopters, getting dropped off, hooking up the bucket, fighting fire, get picked up onto the next. But yeah, so when I came back from Wyoming,
he said no big deal.
That's what I heard.
That's exactly what I heard too.
Like, dude, you're strapped to a helicopter, bro. You know, how many people I would pay an immense amount of money to do that.
To get to do that.
Yeah.
Well, the best part, because when I went out to Wyoming, they have a short haul program, so it's like rescue short haul. So you're dropped on like a 250-foot line, flying below the helicopter on a 250-foot line.
Yeah, it's like almost like being the lineman type shit. You know?
And it's like silent because you're so low below the helicopter. You're like, oh my god, I'm literally just flying.
Oh, fuck a tree!
It's so peaceful. Yeah, go up, go up. Yeah, so I'd saved up enough, and when I came home, it was like, hey, I want to get back into welding anyway. So I bought my own MIG welder, my own plasma, all the things I needed, chop saw, you name it, and had started doing things on my own in my garage, because the big thing was like I needed a dining table in my house. I need chairs. I need a coffee table. Like, screw that. Like, I can go make this for this much.
Did you back burner everything but firefighting? I mean, did you kind of get completely out of the trades?
Yes.
While you just fully focused and committed that decade onto the fire.
Yeah. Besides personal hobby stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Like I've always wrenched on my own cars, trucks, everything.
Sure.
But you got that badass truck too. That thing's got an LBZ in it, right?
Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah, dude.
Which truck?
He's got a Chevy or GMC, right?
GMC
06.
06 Sierra 2500.
Fucking LBZ in it.
For Ferrari.
Dude, he could get fucking $40,000 for that truck today. You know.
Sweet.
But nobody's buying it for that much. Sorry.
No. Oh. What are they doing? 30?
He said not for sale.
I mean, it might be for sale. It's just not on sale.
Yeah. Touche.
Yeah. So I did that, and then same thing. Is Mezworks posted something on their website. I was like, hey, and it was during COVID.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I was a work from home employee, and I'd asked my boss. I was like, well, what does that even mean for me? He's like, I don't know, like check your emails. I was like, well, that takes 5 minutes.
Do I get paid for 40 hours?
Yeah. So I was claiming a 40-hour week, and I was essentially double dipping.
I think those PPP programs were like, it was to help pay for all that shit. So it was, I think it was probably a little bit of that. But I also, I don't know, like your furniture stuff, like the way that I've seen you blend metal, like to watch all of you guys get together, you and Karina and Grant, and like there's this skill set that's evolving out there that I'm like, God damn, like this, our ornamental side is very, very like dialed right now.
Right.
You know?
And even I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know you guys mentioned that in the last week's.
The little bit of time I spend in the shop and around you and the team, I notice things like that too. And I've seen a pretty significant growth in that part of the business.
Yeah. I mean, it goes across everybody, but the thing was, it wasn't intentional. Like you guys got together and you just fucking did it. And it's like, damn, I don't think I could do that, you know? Like,
well, yeah, because that's where I came from. That's all I knew. Mm-hmm. Like the structural side has all been new to me.
Right.
And
like running dual shield. And,
yeah. Between Nick and Grant and Hunter, like showing me that stuff. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Like,
and even like,
this is easy.
Even Nick's blending is getting better. And it's like, Nick is a fucking hardcore motherfucker, you know? And like,
to
watch him.
He just blends it with a hammer.
Yeah. He's all, give me a scaler.
Like, he said, I'll blend it.
No, but like I genuinely love seeing the synergy that happens with all your guys' skill sets and how much you guys really like you give a fuck about the product that we produce, you know? And
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And there's a part of it that's Matt and I, but a lot of it's not. It's you guys together.
Well, yeah, that's just your own personal mentality, I think, too. Like if you don't have that wire in your brain, then
to just do things right.
What the hell are you even doing here?
Right. Yeah. I mean, like Christian too, like even watching Christian do some shit, it's like, dude, there was some fucking boogery ass shit that came in when he first showed up, you know, as a greenhorn, you know, he didn't know a lot.
Yeah.
But you guys spent fucking 2-3 weeks with him. Dude, and that kid gives a fuck about what he's doing.
Well,
you know?
And the best part about people like that is, especially when they have that willingness to learn and they're not so stubborn and think they know everything, which I don't know if anybody thinks they know everything, but you fucking don't.
Thought I did at one point, and then I got kicked in the fucking mouth over it. Yeah.
I was going to say, ask Nate, he'll tell you.
Oh, no, hold on. No, I thought at that one point, and then it was a low point, and then now I know everything. So yes. I am the greatest that's ever existed.
But yeah, for him to
this is his podcast, by the way.
Oh, we know.
I love it.
He's the boss.
Yes, I'm the everywhere.
Boss. Yeah,
everywhere.
I'm dead.
Yeah. How in the hell you got to set up brothers to work for him? I'll never know.
But yeah, especially with Christian, it's like he has that. He's young and he knows that he has a lot to learn, but his willingness to ask questions.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you can ask me 100 questions a day. I'm not going to get upset.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when you don't ask me a question and you just assume something and then you screw it up.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to be a little upset.
I think that it comes a lot from him being a cowboy too, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like that whole him being a bull rider and all that shit. Like,
yeah.
I think being on a ranch, you learn real fast that either you ask the question and do it right, and you know they'll take the question, they'll run with it, or you just go out and assume things and fuck it up, and then they beat the shit out of you in a barn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
the true term of cowboy the fuck up.
Yeah. People don't really understand what cowboy the fuck up actually looks like. You know, there's a mental state that comes along with that. It's not just about being tough; it's about being smart.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of people give ranching and farming. You know, they look at it like it's stupid people, and it's like, dude, these motherfuckers have been putting food on your table for how long?
Yeah,
like, and to try to make the money work.
I'm going to tell you right now, my ex-father-in-law is one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life, and I've talked to billionaires before. So, and he's a farmer. He's a second generation farmer. His son's third generation farmer, and he now has a grandson on the same farm. There's 4 living generations in the farm. It's one of the smartest men I've ever met in my life.
But I feel like when people reach that certain level of intelligence, there's a certain level of duty that comes to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a job like that, a job like what we do, there's a level of duty that comes along with it. It's like, no, this has to be done. Somebody has to do it because there's not a lot of people stepping up to the fucking plate to actually get things done. And I think that's like there's like a level of philosophy that's involved in it, you know, like there's stoicism. There's I'm going to suffer in silence and I'm going to I'm going to do this because it needs to be done. Kind of a thing,
he's also the most stoic person I've ever met.
Okay.
Completely. Yeah. And the philosophy of it, he explained farming to me like this. He said, owning a farm is like having an old wooden bridge. Every day you've got to walk that bridge. You got to drive nails back in. You got to replace a little piece of wood here and there, but you have to constantly maintain it. Mm-hmm. If you don't pay attention to it, the bridge will collapse. And that's how he explained farming to me.
I don't think he's fucking wrong in the goddamn least bit.
No,
right?
I guarantee he's not wrong. I've actually never seen him wrong. So it's the truth of it too.
I think that's the same thing with the team too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Constantly.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
That's
absolutely right.
That's a good marriage of analogy there.
Everybody has good and bad days and everybody gets frustrated, but it's knowing that point of like, hey, I'm frustrated. I need to take a step back. Why waste my energy on frustration when I could spend that same energy on figuring it out in the same amount of time?
So let's talk about your onboarding into Battleborn Welding. I made that sidebar joke earlier that you saw the post through Instagram and then you reached out. Mm-hmm. What were you looking for?
Progression.
Okay. Because you weren't looking to work for Battleborn Welding. That's why I asked, like, what is it that you were looking for? So progression, opportunity.
Yeah. Expanding skill set.
Okay.
But yeah. Nothing against where I worked before. It was just, designs are limited when you're in that furniture business.
Yeah.
And to, like I would essentially work, say 3-4 days, maybe a week in the metal shop. And then it would be the next 2 to 3 weeks in the wood shop to help catch up because the wood takes a lot longer. And it was just, we did a lot of awesome custom pieces and stuff that was really fun, but it was just, in essence, it was the same kind of thing that week in, week out. And I knew I was kind of capping out quick. And it was just, okay, how do I expand the skill set? How do I learn more welding processes? How do I learn a structural side? I mean, any day at Battleborn is 180 degrees from the day before.
You just answered my next question.
Yeah, but
you have a good day, and then the next day you're getting your shit pushed in. You're like, God.
That was Matt's fault. Why you got your shit pushed in? No, but that is one of the things that I take a lot of pride in. And what we do is that there is this mixed bag of shit, right? Like you'll never do the same thing twice with us.
Yeah, it's diverse as hell.
Right.
But
no, he's 1,000% right. It's like it's so diverse. Sometimes it's frustrating.
Yeah, but you get to, like, for the people that we have attracted, and like you have taken it by the horns 1,000%. Like out of all the people that we have brought on in this company, you're the most impressed you're the most that I've been impressed by.
Right, I'm taking your whiskey away.
Yeah.
You're getting this.
No.
You're paying compliment.
Yeah. I am paying compliment. But
I'll try to fit through the door when I leave. But.
You're gonna pull a Hunter.
You're gonna walk through the door like Hunter.
No, but because you embrace all of that. Like you want the diversity, you want the challenge, you want the unknowingness of showing up every day and being like, I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen today. You know? And that's
so okay. So based off of that, I'm going to circle kind of back to my question, to a question. What was your perception coming in? How much different was the culture? And like, how were you able to accept and grasp that to be able to elevate in the company so quickly?
I think just drive and grit. Like it's, just the drive of like, I can't fail. Like there's no fail in me. It's figure it out. Like as a welder, a tradesman, or anything like that, we're problem solvers. Like, okay, here's the problem. there's no sense, again, like I said, there's no sense in getting frustrated and beating your head in the ground and mother effing back and forth. It's what do we do to fix it? How do we figure it out? And having, again, diverse things every single day to keep that brain going and not hit that comfort level. Because that was a big thing. Like, I know there was a point months back before I started working for Battleborn. Like I didn't even know why I was upset in life, but it was just, I was comfortable and I didn't like a single part of it. I was like, this is not fun. I go to the same place every day and I
it's
get
easy.
it.
It's easy.
And for some people that's great. And that's what they want and that's what they want to attract. And, you know, you can go work in the same office all day for 8 hours and get 3-4 hours of work done a day.
Why did you just point at me?
He pointed at you. Every time I go in there, you're on Instagram.
He said, get 3 or 4 hours of work done in the day.
Sure thing. Yeah.
No, I know you guys brought that up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just not for me.
Real life productivity.
Yeah. It's like, hey, and that's the whole thing about like building stuff in general. I love seeing that, picking it up off the PDM truck and
shout out to PDM and Ken Shoemaker.
Yeah. And now it's made into this. And then we get to go fit it up and
like to
take
see
it to powder.
Like I love when we do our custom homes and there's just like this stack of steel that's out in the yard and it's like it's very awkward with all the stiffeners and little tabs coming off and all the studs, and it's like, you know, it just looks like a pile of just crap. And then when it's finally in, you're like, God damn, does that look good? You know,
nailed it.
And
thank God.
Yeah,
Matt will be happy.
Yes. No, he won't. He's gonna be like, that was off by his 16th, just so you know.
Yeah. I can see it.
But like these package deals that we do, like being able to incorporate the structural steel with the railings and all the ornamental stuff, like whether it's fireplace trim or flues or any of that kind of stuff that goes with it. Like, dude, it's so cool to have everybody be able to do all of that, you know? And I genuinely love the way that this crew interacts with each other. Like, you got Nick, who's gruff as shit, who's a fucking straight up, you know, he's structural steel all day. That's that guy.
Yeah.
But then when there's some railing in there and that's the only thing to do, he's like over there learning how to blend from you guys. And then meanwhile, when there's nothing but structural steel to do, you guys are all talking to Nick like, hey, what's up? And he's like, no, fucking, you do it this way and drag, you know, and does all the things. And it's fun to watch, you know, like, and I've never been on this side before, you know, like I was always the guy in the trenches and doing the shit. And to see it from this side and to watch all that go on, it's like, dude, it's really fucking cool. It's cool because you guys all like each other, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like you guys said, I mean, we all hang out for hours afterwards. Maybe too long.
I'm like, I walk out there and I'm like, dude, how are you old ladies not fucking pissed that you're not home by now?
Hey, babe, we're working 12s this week.
Why do you smell like alcohol? I don't know.
So much overtime. Don't look at my bank account though.
What was different? And I'm trying to word these questions where I'm not like pumping rainbows up the ass of Battleborn welding, but I'm
too late.
Because he paid you enough compliment for both of us. I'm curious, what was the difference in culture? Whether even from the firefighting, which firefighting being, I mean, that's a very brotherhood culture driven, you know, establishment. And then your business, and then being exposed to the type of culture and leadership that you have now?
Honestly, not too much besides leadership aspects.
Okay.
Obviously in firefighting, there's a lot of leadership. When I left, I was in a middle leadership position as a squad leader.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, honestly, not much. It was same brotherhood, sisterhood, in firefighting, the place I worked before was same thing.
Cool.
There was only 3 or 4 of us, so it was a lot easier.
Oh, wow.
Smaller, tight-knit group of, going out to Friday lunches and having beers and then coming back and playing with machinery. Yeah, probably not the safest, but we did it.
I mean, everything's on fire. I feel like it can be a little dangerous when everything's on fire.
Yeah. Honestly, not much besides leadership aspect, and I think the biggest thing with Battleborn, which you guys have gone over numerous times, is the wanting the same quality of life for employees as the ownership, which there's always a disconnect. I feel anywhere else, no matter what you do, it's I'm the boss, you do what I say, you get paid what you get paid, and that's a going rate. So sorry, get the job done. Which kind of sucks, it's a little, I wouldn't say demeaning, but
no, I feel like that's a good word, demeaning. But it's also like, you guys do the fucking work. Like, you're the ones out there sweating. You're the ones out there humping the shit, fucking dealing with the problems and there is mental stress that's involved there.
Mother effing left and right.
Yeah. So you can say fucking on here, by the way. So.
Is it? So
I didn't know if we had to edit that out of YouTube.
I haven't yet. We did one episode and they didn't shut us down.
We're being reviewed though.
Yeah, probably. So it's different here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's obviously a lot. These guys have a lot of trust in, and it's like, hey, go fall flat on your face.
We'll let you know when you fuck up.
Okay, I hope I don't do that. But no, I think I even told you guys, like, that first week, it was just, different tooling, different shop, different things like that, like getting used to that. Like, that was like the most stressful goddamn week of my life. Like, I was like, I don't fucking know if I can do it. Like, I don't know if I honestly don't know. Like, I'm going to get through it 1 week at a time, 1 week at a time, and you keep progressing. And then it's like, all right, now we're in the flow.
Hey, as long as you move forward, that's all we fucking care about, right? I mean, Matt and I both got thrust into the pipeline industry without knowing, we knew nothing about pipeline. And it was like, we got thrown out. They were like, go figure it out. And the first week is a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
It was a mess. And people had to come fix our shit. And like, we're standing there trying to watch them fix it just to figure out how to do it better.
Right.
But then week 2, week 3, week 4, like, they were just monumental improvements,
Well, and I think that's some of like the best learning that you can get is hands-on or just watching. Yeah. Like, even things in our shop that I had never used before, it's like, oh, Grant or Hunter or Nick's gonna go use that. Like, okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, I got it.
But I also think that, like, eating your fuck ups is the best one. But like, when you fuck something up royally,
oh, you better own that shit.
Yeah, you better own it, but you better stand there and be a part of the process to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just get to walk away and go do something else. It's like, no. You're gonna sit here with me, and I'm gonna show you how you fucked this up, and I'm gonna show you why it's fucked up. And it's that, for one, the standard comes into play hugely. Like, how do you know that it's that fucked up? And it's like, get around Matt for 15 fucking minutes and he'll show you exactly why he thinks things are fucked up, and he's not wrong.
I think my first 2 or 3 weeks were fixing fuck ups.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That might have been some other frustration issues.
Yes.
You know what that was? It was a lack of proper onboarding. That's what the fuck that was.
Yeah, it was. Can't just fucking listen to people and expect them to do what they say they can do.
No, that was that was a bad business decision there.
I take
never mind what I say.
I take full responsibility for that. So.
I know, it's why I'm busting your balls. With Garrett coming into the team with a different skill set, different experience, what was it that allowed you guys or encouraged you and Matt to kind of put him in a leadership position?
There was a like a tenacity that was there. There was a level of accountability that was like it wasn't just like, oh, I'm responsible for this. This is like, oh no, I am better than this. And you'd be like, yeah, I saw that. I should have said something. It's like, okay. Well, for one, you saw it, like that's huge, like I feel like anybody that's trying to become a leader or going after a leadership position, they're always looking, right? And it's not looking for things wrong. You're always looking for whatever's right, whatever's wrong, and all the ways to change all of the things. And that was a big part for us, but it was the questions you asked. You're always like, hey, what should we do about this? Hey, what should we do about that? It wasn't like, oh, here's a problem. It's like, hey, here's this issue. What should we do? And so the ability to ask a question and try and be engaged and take ownership over some sort of solution, that's that's leadership material all day, right? That's Nick, that's you. It's easy to spot it, like you see it instantaneously. And for one, it gives you something to work with, but for two, it gives you the insight into what is going on inside of your operation. And I think that meant the most to us, and like you were only there for what, a month before?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But it was like we'd already gone through one really shitty experience with trying to put somebody else in that place. Or we went through two really shitty experiences trying to put somebody else in that place. And we learned a lot from our bad mistakes, and it was, you were the opposite of that, so it helped us a lot. And we're happy and shit with the decision we've made. So
yeah, no, I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, coming on board, I think it's, for any new employee, no matter what position you're hired onto, I mean, maybe not any, but for me, myself, it's like, I'm not the type of person to come in and like swing dick and be like, oh, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Like, that's garbage. Like, get it out of here. You've been working here for a year. That's garbage. It's like, no, like, hey, what's going on? How do we fix this? What's the issue? How do we work around this? It's back to problem solving. It's like, we know how to do this. We know how to fix it. We'll figure out the solution. It's not an issue. And same thing when I was early on, it was like, hey, I noticed this. What do you guys think? Let me get your input. Let me make sure you guys are in on it. And those kind of things.
So that question was fully loaded.
I'm sure it was. I can't wait to hear the wisdom that Josh is about to rain down upon us.
It's not wisdom. It's leading me to a more valuable question, because you had someone come in new to the company, on paper had less years experience in the type of work that Battleborn Welding does. Okay. Come into a team and within a month is put in a leadership position. And here's the most important factor. There was no resistance from the team.
No, yeah. It was not announced. Yeah.
So it was full acceptance from the team. And you already had someone in there, Nick, that was in a leadership position. Okay. Nick helps run the fields, the field jobs.
And he had the shop as well.
He did. And he did a ton of work in that shop.
He was doing double duty.
He was.
He straightened out a bunch of shit that was wrong in our operation. And
he'd spend 20 hours a weekend, literally on his time, correcting.
No matter how many times we told him to stop fucking doing it.
I know.
We're like, hey, dude, if you're going to do that, clock in. He's like, no. What else am I going to do? I'm like, I don't know. Get laid, motherfucker. Do something.
Do anything else. But so the reason I asked that question was to go into that, because I want people to understand that title doesn't matter, seniority doesn't matter, culture matters.
Yes.
And when you have that culture of growth and you have the right people in the right place in the company and you bring somebody new in, everybody understands in a short amount of time where that person belongs in the company.
Yeah.
So, you getting graduated into a leadership position 4 to 6 weeks in a team that has far more experience than you in a lot of the work that you're doing, not all, but a lot of the work that you're doing. And everybody fell in line. and accepted it, knowing that this was the best decision for the company and for the team.
Yeah. And there's like, I mean, we've like given you the ability to be like, hey, if you see somebody, doing, dicking around or a quality issue, like you're able to call them out. And dude, like Matt and I have sat in the office and heard you do it. And they're just like, oh, okay. It's like, dude, they won't even do that to Matt. They'll just be like, oh, we'll fucking scurry off and try to fix something. Like you have a much better, because you have a better rapport. Like you're out in the shop with them all day.
Matt just gets angry and then talks really fast. So what are you? Like, what? I don't even understand that.
Yeah. Just don't eat me or squeeze me.
He's so big and yelling.
I need another washer.
Just put some oil on it first. No, but that's a true testament again to the culture, because something that people have a hard time understanding is that people want to be led. And when you have people on your team that don't want to be a leader, and that's perfectly acceptable, when you bring somebody in that has those qualities, that's going to help improve them and help improve the company in parallel, they want those people out front. They want those people with those character qualities leading them. That's what they want. And what you've done, what you and Matt have done, Nate, is you've not only assigned these positions, okay, air quotes positions, you've empowered them to make decisions, to have hard conversations, to course correct people. And
I mean, but could you imagine having that position and not having the ability to do what you needed to do it?
But that's how most companies operate. They give them all of the responsibility and none of the authority.
Right.
So they don't empower the people to hold the standard. They just...
There's like, hey, this is your problem now.
Right.
But you're going to do it the way I would do it. And,
right.
Yeah.
So they just become a channel of solving problems instead of a problem solver.
Right.
And it's not good culture for anybody. And that's why managers suck.
Yeah.
And that's why they suck at their job, because they're put in a position of responsibility, but they're limited on authority of what they can actually do. And when you have somebody like Garrett come in and you have somebody like Nick come in who is going to make decisions that's going to best serve the client, everybody knows that's first, whether it's a quality standard, a time issue, some kind of constraint, logistics, it doesn't matter. And then represent the company at the same time, the brand. That's the people that you want out front.
Yeah.
And something I told Garrett, I'll tell you this, because something I told Matt and Nate a few weeks ago on an observation that I had, is I really appreciated the dynamic that you and Nick have created between the two of you, because now, okay, the plot thickens. Now we don't only have positions that we've developed and empowered, we have a true alignment in those positions. And an alignment in such a way that when Nick comes into the shop, you're in charge. He's not in charge. You're the leader. Just as if you go out on a job site, Nick's the team leader.
I got to ask, how many times has Nick said yes, boss, to you when you asked him to do something in the shop?
I don't think he's ever said that.
No,
there's a few other people. But
okay,
not Nick. Yeah. No, him and I work amazingly together.
Yeah,
and that was the compliment that I paid them.
And I don't know if it's the similar age and growing up in the similar area and all the shit that goes with it, but no, him and I work great together. And just to backtrack on what you were saying too, I think the biggest thing that I learned in leadership working fire is that you can have a leadership style or this is the way it's fucking done.
Tactic or something.
Yeah. But you got to realize that every person that you work with has a different mentality. And you have to treat each individual differently with how you speak to them, how you teach, how you correct, all of those things. Like that all goes into it.
And that's your responsibility as a leader to figure that out.
Yeah. And which I dealt with. I mean, you're on a helitack crew with 18 people. 12 of those are your subordinates. Like you're dealing with 12 people and you got males, females, young, old, everything. It's everybody has a different upbringing. All of that plays into it. So you really have to like identify what your tactic is to identify or deal with that individual and how to speak to them, how they're going to take it. Like all of those things go into it.
Well, you can find Josh.
Yes. You can put that in your book.
I'm just glad to hear somebody else say it from a different experience.
Right.
Because you're 100% right. I don't even need to elaborate. You're 100% right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's what each one of us in this room had a different upbringing, right? And we all think differently. We all have different, similar / slightly different political views, whatever.
Yeah. But I also feel like the more time you spend in this realm of self-development, the more like things start to align a little more, you know, like it makes these conversations easier. It makes the way you deal with it easier. Like dealing with the greenhorn is a hell of a lot different than dealing with superintendents and foremans, you know, anyone of high quality.
Stubborn.
Yes. Well, the greenhorn seem to be more stubborn, I think. But anybody that's lived in the realm of self-development when it comes to a position of leadership, that people actually listen for once. They actually fucking listen. It's not this is what we're fucking doing. It's when you put leadership against leadership, when those two things collide,
right?
And people that have been on a path of self-development, that fucking, oh my God, does that not just work so well, you know? And when you go against the people that they haven't done all of this, they've just got their bullheaded way of dealing with shit and they're not receptive. It's like, you're not supposed to be in leadership at that point. Like you haven't grown enough as an adult to be in a position of leadership. And that's extremely difficult to try and navigate.
Yeah, and you can be bullheaded, but you're not necessarily going to solve the problem.
You'll solve the problem for yourself.
Yeah.
And you just pass it off to somebody else. Now it's somebody else's deal.
And then somebody else is really pissed off about the way you handled that.
Yeah.
That guy's a dick.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Sounds like a construction site. What moving forward, like what are the things that you're wanting to grow into and accomplish, whether it's being part of Battleborn Welding or beyond?
Just keep up in the knowledge, honestly. I mean, if you're not learning something every day, then you're doing something wrong. You're not in the right spot, which I have not felt that a day of being at Battleborn. So sorry to tell you, bud, but I might be around for a little while.
It's like, dude, I watched all these YouTube videos about this shit, and here's what I've got. And I'm like, dude, you know, like that's your off time, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, I was at home last night thinking about it, and I think we could do this. And I'm like, damn, dude, thank you. Like, thank you. You know, like that's a symbol of drive, you know, and it's a symbol of giving a fuck, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like that, you know, when you leave work at work, like, yeah, that's great, but you don't really fucking care if you're doing that.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you're running into problems, like, hey, how do we're in a world of social media and YouTube and fuck, dude, you look anything up on YouTube, you're down a rabbit hole for 5 hours. And you're like,
do you know how much?
Oh my God.
Do you know how many projects that I've saved in this company from like just YouTube?
Yeah.
Like learning how to weld cast, learning how to use silly bronze, learning how to use nickel 55, peening, post-weld heat treatment. I have taught myself all of those things. And granted, I do own the business, but this was like early stages. We didn't know what was going to happen with any of this shit. You know, I genuinely wanted to know. It wasn't even necessarily about the project at hand. It was like, holy fuck, this is an aspect of a career that I have dedicated myself to. I want to know these things.
Yeah. And I mean, in reality, what started that search was for the job. And then you wanted to know for the long haul.
Yep.
And I feel like that's a lot of these issues that we come up with. It's like, hey, what, like the fucking bell housing.
Yeah,
cracking,
that debacle.
How do we fix it?
Yeah.
I spent 30 minutes Googling that shit today.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do we fix it?
Yep.
Okay. The last job. How do we fix it? It's not lining up.
Yep.
So let's see what everybody else has done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a wealth of information out there across the spectrum of anything you're doing, whether it's welding, framing, anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right there at your fingertips.
Somebody's out there showing you how to deal with this fucked up situation.
Yeah.
And it's like, but where people used to have to rely on their elders, where we don't have that ability to rely on our elders anymore. We do have things like YouTube and Instagram and all this other shit that are like, hey, learn this fucking trick. Check this out. And are we relearning the ways of our elders? Probably a little bit. But also the technological advancements of the equipment is a lot different. So it's like the old school tricks don't really apply to us as much. Like it's not the same. It's not the same. I'll put it that way.
Well, and it doesn't help with how fucked up this new generation of kids are coming out or how they're being taught. I'm not saying it's the generation necessarily. Like I said earlier, everybody's brought up differently. But it's like, if you were to buy a truck in the 1960s, 1970s, it came with how to like do the valve timing. And now it says don't drink the battery contents. You're like, what the fuck, dude? That's how bad this is.
Don't put this thing in your mouth that creates the power. It's like, oh, okay.
I wish you were wrong.
Yeah, like that
So
shit.
great.
That shit's frustrating me. It's like, I mean, yeah, I could probably give a 10-year-old kid my iPhone and he'll teach me how to actually use it in the proper way. But I can use it just fine for the things I need it for.
What you need it for. Yeah. Yep. You're not unlocking its true potential. I got true potential somewhere else,
Yeah.
One of the true testaments of a good leader is learning on purpose. And whether that's on the clock or off the clock, it's about continuing to develop your skills and developing your skills in a way that complements your position and, more importantly, complements the team that you're leading. But also knowing at the same time that you don't have to have all of the answers, right? So, I stated earlier, like you're working with a team that has significantly different experiences than you do, which means there's things in that shop that they're better at than you are. But they don't look at you and go, well, I don't have to fucking listen to him because I'm better at this than that. Then that's in him. That's not what it's about. It's not a dick measuring contest of skill set. It's about you being open to learn and say, I don't know, let's figure it out. What do you think? Right? All right, well, let's sit down and look at the internet and let's gather some information and then develop a plan. And then in a sense of controlled failure, let's see if this works or not. And, having the support.
Just make sure it's still on the clock.
Yeah. But
wait, the dick measuring contest?
Yep, that one too. Yeah. We got to make sure we get paid for all of it.
Man, I was having a conversation with a guy yesterday, and he kind of, the conversation of ego got brought up, and his analogy of ego was a dick measuring contest. And I said, look, I'm going to tell you something about a dick measuring contest. Someone is holding a dick.
And it's probably not their own.
And I'm out.
Yeah. I said, that's how much value that has. And he too laughed. But my point is if you're going to work in a position of leadership and you're going to work to continue to add value to your team and represent the company, you have to do those things. You have to spend hours in a rabbit hole on YouTube learning a different perspective of skill. And because that way you can come back tomorrow and you say, hey, this is what I've learned. What do you guys know about this? Hey, let's try this. Or you can say, hey, I got here at 6:00 this morning and I've been trying this. This doesn't work. So we need to figure something else out. Or this does work. This is what I've tried. I think that this is the path that we need to do to correct that. And that clock in, clock out mentality doesn't work for people that show up to win, and specifically people that show up to be leaders. The leaders have to invest more than they're given.
Yep.
You have to do more than you're paid to do. You have to add more value than you're compensated for. That's part of being a leader.
Yeah.
And Nate, you mentioned something earlier, because we joke on here all the time, and I remind you guys constantly, leadership's the hardest thing you'll ever do.
Mm-hmm.
But you said that you had never seen these types of things from your perspective before, because the other side of that coin on leadership is it's the greatest privilege that you'll ever have.
Well, and I also saw because standing from the outside, I still also get to see the greatest part, but I also got to see the shittiest parts. I got to see people that did it wrong and that didn't give a fuck about leadership. They were just trying to be bosses, and they still operate that way today, and it's like hard to watch, it's because they're taking advantage of something, and that's tough. And as you talked about investing your time outside, when I was pipelining, there was like, oh, there's this stainless job coming up. I was like, I don't have a fucking stainless weld. They're like, well, okay. I spent $4,000 on a Dynasty to go learn how to TIG weld. I looked at YouTube. I fucking watched all the videos. I passed my 2G certs on a 2-inch. Dude, welding small pipe is hard as fuck. But I did it, like I learned how to do it, and I went through all the shit. And it's that is what it takes. It takes this level of internal curiosity to make it work. And I think that's the word to use the best is, can I do this? Can I see this myself performing this? Can I see this coming to fruition? And being curious about how all the processes work and taking in enough information to actually do it. And it's a beautiful thing,
Hunger, curiosity, continuing to work to develop.
If I poke this cougar, is it gonna fucking kill me?
Are you talking about an old lady or the animal?
Hey, you figure that
Dude,
one out.
I'm not.
I was gonna say, I don't know why it was hard for him to weld small pipe. He's been dealing with that his whole life.
Damn, you talking to my ex-wife, haven't you?
But no, and it goes back to like knowing, again, in a leadership role, knowing who you're working with. Like this, we went over this a few weeks back when you did our morning meeting, and it was knowing your strengths and weaknesses. I know every strength and weakness in that entire shop at all times. I need a badass TIG job done. I'm going to Grant. I need some badass structural stuff done. I'm going to Nick or Hunter, and they all mesh in that as well. Karina, Christian's still learning, but like that dude's picked up. I guarantee he has picked up more shit in the last month than he did at his last place of business.
Yeah. Dude, and the thing is, a kid he's just fucking hungry.
Yeah.
Just spend the time with him, and that's you. There's a lot of people that look at a lot of these greenhorns and they're like, "Oh, this kid doesn't know shit." It's like, well, no fucking shit,
because you didn't give him the time of day.
Yeah, you didn't invest in him.
Yep.
Yeah.
0 time of day.
Yeah.
He's told me numerous times. The only time I got talked to was when I got pulled in the office and got a fucking lashing.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, that sounds normal, and that's like, and they wonder why this younger generation doesn't stick around.
Do this. Yeah.
Yeah, because all you're doing is pointing out the things that they're doing wrong. Well, you were fucking stupid one day too. Like you didn't just know.
Yeah,
this.
but you know what I did? I pulled myself up on my bootstraps. It's like, well, motherfucker, where were your bootstraps at? Yeah.
Bullshit. You got your ass beat in the parking lot, and you were forced to show up again tomorrow.
Yeah. So what else were you gonna do? Run away?
Yeah.
You didn't have YouTube.
Bullshit.
You couldn't show your butthole on OnlyFans.
You can't. Yeah. All right, let me take that down.
I guess we got some more editing to do.
God damn it. I have to get a different computer. That one's dirty.
It's tainted. With taints.
With it. Pun intended. Pun intended. We've used the word diversity multiple times, and the level of diversity in people that team has now impresses me. I enjoy getting to walk in and seeing Christian or seeing Karina seeing you and Nick work together, seeing the kids are always going to be Grant and Hunter. And seeing the kids do this, and
the sisters,
Yeah.
the sisters' kids or whatever, they're always going to be that. But getting to see what I have witnessed, and this is I'm never biased anyway, but what I've been able to witness in the last 3 to 6 months specifically, the evolution of standard, the evolution of culture, and the continued growth of the individuals in that company has been really impressive for me.
And that's attributed to the caliber of people that we've been able to bring in, and you're a huge part of that. Nick's a huge part of that. I mean, even Christian's a huge part of that. Like, to see that a greenhorn that actually wants to fucking do a goddamn job and wants to learn and is hungry about it, like, to see that brings a little bit of life into me, and
that kid is a mud cat.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to shake my head and nod.
Yeah, I have. So I used to joke years ago, Matt could walk across a parking lot, and before he got to his destination, he was the dirtiest person there.
Yeah.
He has been that way his whole life.
Oh yeah, that's Christian.
Christian is the only person I ever met that's worse than Matt.
Grant?
Christian is worse, man.
Is he?
Yes.
Christian's covered by like 10 a.m. You're like, what did you even do?
Yeah.
He's like, I jammed myself up in there wrong.
Yeah.
He is a mud cat.
I'm pretty sure you got spit out of the bandsaw.
That's the thing about him. Whatever he is doing, he's wearing it. 100%. And I mean, you can watch him run the bandsaw for 8 hours, and the back of him is dirty.
Yeah,
and it's an air cooled bandsaw. It's a fucking Ellis, so it's not like there's any lube involved in it.
That kid, oh man, he cracks me up. And kind of another example to the culture and the sense of accountability that you guys have created there, and with new leadership coming in has developed. Matt and I were working on the saw house on a Saturday, and we had went to get material, come back at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Christian's there, re-welding all of these holes that he had drilled in this beam, because at home he was thinking about how the mag drill was set up and what his measurement was, and sure enough, he was off. So he had come in on his own time to fill all of those drills.
Didn't call nobody.
Nope. Didn't say a word.
Nobody.
Didn't say a word. All I know is we showed back up, and there's a fucking forklift in my way. That telehandler's in my way. But he's got this 30-foot beam laid out. Mm-hmm. He's filling all the welds, and he's going to go through and remeasure and redrill. And on top of that, his girlfriend was there with him. He drug her ass along. So this poor little girl's sitting there in this pure white summer blouse top thing, and this
thought they were going on a date.
Yeah, I guarantee. He was like, hey, I just need to run by the shop a minute. This poor girl gets drugged
come on,
along.
that chick was probably sitting there watching him work and just
cheesing. Well, she ended up finding a change of clothes because she wanted to help. She wanted to be a part of it.
Oh shit!
But
could have given her a Battleborn shirt. Sent her in there.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah, definitely should have.
Yeah.
But she's sitting there watching this mud cat refill all of these welds and redrill. But he did that on his own.
It's his level of accountability.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
No idea.
Because he didn't run to anybody. Fucking tell him, hey, I fucked up and I came in and I did this. Yeah. Like, no, I handled it. Nobody needs to know.
What's hilarious is Matt and I were pulling back in, and we saw his truck there and saw the telehandler, and Matt, that's how sharp he is. He goes, but he drilled those holes
in the wrong spot.
And of course, I'm sure when Christian, came to work, he wasn't expecting to see any of the bosses there, and was just going to get in, get out, and get it done. But
he saw Matt, he's like, God damn it!
Yeah, he's like, what do I have to show up at midnight?
Yeah, shit's getting pushed in.
But that was the cool thing is Matt got out, just kind of. He's like, hey man, what's up? What's going on? And he told him. And then what'd Matt do? Went right back to helping me build the saw house. He didn't bird dog him. He didn't micromanage him. He was like, hey, man.
He didn't talk shit on him either.
Nope.
Matt was tickled pink that motherfucker was there that day.
Yeah, he was.
Because he told me about it. He's like, Christian fucked up, came in, drilled his holes again, did all this shit. I'm like, how happy are you? He's like, oh.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man.
And
ownership.
Yeah.
Completely.
Accountability to the fullest extent.
And I would expect to see that from any person on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like about that is you understand the strengths and weaknesses of those people. You understand your strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, hands down.
And you know how to use, not use in a bad way, but effectively use the people that you work with that's on your team to complement those weaknesses. And also teach them with your strengths on things that they may be weak on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's psychotically simple.
It is. But it just requires relieving the ego, right?
Humility.
We're not out to fuck each other over. We're not out to one up a motherfucker. It's all about, hey, dude, you can do it better this way. Mm-hmm. And everybody in that place is receptive of that. They're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah.
And I've seen even
unless your name's Nate or Matt.
Yes, because we are the Greek gods of the welding industry.
Have you seen their office chairs? For the love of God. I don't know what those things cost. But
are we wrapping this up soon? Because I have to pee so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
How much of that? I'm glad you was providing your own Breckenridge now.
Yes.
I can't afford to keep you as a girlfriend.
You're almost done with that water bottle. Just pee in the water bottle.
That's true.
That thing will fit in there.
I'm 250 pounds, dude. It takes a lot to get me drunk, right?
We'll just push that in your vagina and go. I don't know what to tell you.
Just butt chug it.
We are wrapping up here. Garrett, dude, I appreciate you being on here, and more importantly, I appreciate the ownership of the role that you've taken and the way that you represent the brand. And also, selfishly, thanks for listening to the podcast.
No, thank you guys so much for having me, and thank you guys for allowing me to find this podcast to pursue and keep going with my self growth.
Do you want anyone to find you on Instagram?
I sure hope not, but
okay. You don't have to. You don't have to.
That's why I asked.
No, I'm just at Hires, HIRES. That's it.
That's it.
Wow, is that simple?
Name. Yeah.
Damn. You got in early, didn't you?
Well, there's not many other people with the last name Hires.
That's true.
I beat my sisters out. Don't look for them, you sons of bitches.
I was just thinking, like,
they look just like him, beards and everything.
Sisters? I mean, I'm a single
just
guy.
Bigger tits.
I would hope so.
No, they're married. You're too late.
All right.
Okay, good.
Fair enough.
Good luck with that. Nate, anything
closing? I have to pee.
Besides the diaper?
I have to pee.
Okay, fine. Well, let's get the fuck out of here. You can find Garrett on Instagram at Hires. You can find Nate on Instagram at Nate Newton 87. If you're watching the YouTube, you watch Nate just leave right now. You can find me on Instagram at The Tradesman Experience. Emails at tradesmanexperience@gmail.com. The podcast is on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, The Tradesman Experience, and the website is thetradesmanexperience.com. Guys, thank you so much for spending this time with us. Get out there, get shit done. Be proud to be a tradesman. See ya.
You.